Southern Comfort here. If you got some time, I can show you how to get free potting soil, garden soil. It all depends on if you put the time in it, if you got the time. Here I have 2.5 feet by 8 feet, approximately about 3 feet, 32 inches bed here. On the other side is about, I think it's 4 feet, 8 feet, and once again about 32, 36 inches high. So I'm gonna need a lot of potting soil, but in the long run, it's gonna pay off because as you can tell, I don't have to bend over on these beds. I can stand up. It's gonna also help keep like rabbits and certain critters out of the bed, so I can kind of plant higher and don't have to worry about fencing something off. As in my garden back here, I have a deer fencing all the way around, which is going to help with the raccoons. So here, if the deer get into it, then I can take measurements because it's close to my greenhouse and I got a fence already, a deer fencing on the other side, and I can just come around and fix it so the deer can't get in here. But once again, if you got some time, I can show you how to get free potting soil, and this is working. So let's go and take a look where I'm getting this potting soil from. So you see behind me is a big brush pile. It's been here for years, and the reason it's been here for years is because stuff keeps being added to it. So I have told people that come here and work onto the property, they want to pile it up here, and I'm like, no, because you want to get to a place that, unless you're making separate piles, which I don't really want it right here because eventually this is going to be pasture, but is that you make smaller piles. But I'm telling people, no, I don't want that up there because it takes a while for this to break down. But if you got the time into it, then you can take this right here and have plenty of potting soil. I use this for my greenhouse. When the beds go down, they will eventually deteriorate. The soil goes down just like into a garden, and you have to add to it. And so this is how I fill up my raised beds. And so now I've got this other big beds, and so definitely I'm going to need a lot of potting soil. But once again, if you've got the time, find a place on your property. And another method that I use is that I take my tractor and I keep pushing these branches up, and that creates it to deteriorate really fast. If not, if you just let it sit there, then what's going to happen? It's going to be, shaded out, and so therefore underneath is not going to deteriorate as fast, and it's going to take really a long time. But if you keep it pushed up and take maybe a loader and keep pushing it up and letting it drop and mashing it down and pushing it a little bit, it won't take long with the summer heat, especially on the southeast coast. We get hot and humid here, so within that's how I do it, and it creates this debris here to start to deteriorate. What you buy into the big box store is kind of like this. They get debris, they bring it in, they take a loader or whatever they're going to use, and they keep kind of turning it a little bit, and then it starts deteriorating, and this is what you've got. Now, into my raised beds, I have to amend it. I'm going to have to add, fertilizer and whatever I decide to add into it, lime, to help get the pH up. So one of the things you want to do is, first of all, is once you got your beds filled up, is check the pH in it. Now I do notice that this pile being here, that it kind of slopes a little bit, and so therefore on the front of it I can see that the grass is greener. So that's telling me it's got nitrogen into it. It's got some good minerals into it, or it wouldn't be turning this grass greener than the other grass. Well, this is my method here. I take the tractor and I get me a load of it and I go put it into my bed. So here you see it, there's a lot of sticks in this, but a lot of it is rotted and will be rotting. So don't feel threatened of putting this into your raised bed, especially if you got a big raised bed like I do. I put it into my greenhouse, certain areas that's higher up, and if I'm just filling up a raised bed, then I'm not concerned about this because this is going to break down and deteriorate. So once again, I'm kind of pushing this top layer back, and I'm coming up under here, and I'm getting the soil out and taking it and putting it into my raised bed. Now, if I have freshly new sticks that have not even started to decay, I will go and take them out. These have fell down. This one's not as bad as some of them because it's fallen down now. But this is stuff like this. I want to push it to the side. That top, I want to push it to the side. I want to get what's up underneath here. And up underneath here is some good potting soil. It won't take long for this debris, the little sticks and limbs in here, to break down and fill up my raised bed. Now, if you have cedar doesn't decay. And I do have some cedar in here. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of pushing it. I've got one on the other side pushed aside. I'm going to take a look at it, possibly use it as a pole, because cedar doesn't rot. Well, there you have it, and here we go again. Another raised bed, something to eat from, to save money, and this saved tons of money just saving the branches, putting them aside, tossing them every now and then like you would compost. Just take your tractor or something and try to lift those limbs up so the heat, the sun will get to it and deteriorate them, and before you know it, you will have garden soil. So this has saved me tons and tons and tons of money. It would be very hard to afford one of these raised beds unless you did it this way, unless you had some kind of method. Another method that you can use is just get topsoil. Go to a place that sells like compost and topsoil and rocks and things like that, and you can get some topsoil and help to fill your raised beds. But this right here is got worms into it, so I know it's healthy. I know I probably won't have to add that much things to trim and get it amended, but this has helped me out so much. And so now all I got to do is go to the big box store and get some garden soil, is what I like to get, or something of that nature that's got fertilizer in it, like 6 to 9 months fertilizer, and I'll lay it on the top. In the meanwhile, this rest of this is going to be decomposing and making garden soil. So in the future, I'll have all this garden soil, rich in nutrients, garden soil here for free. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on to the next video. If you got anything from this, please give me a thumbs up. I'm loving this technique because you know what? There is no waste and it saves money. Thanks for watching. If this has been informative to you, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you on to the next video.